So, do you believe talent is important for a chess player to improve in his journey, or is it like just hard work?
Uh, of course, with hard work, you can achieve some level and some rating,
Hmm. Hmm.
but without talent, you cannot go far away.
Hmm.
Uh, let's say I really believe that with some hard work, you can reach level of 23, 2400. Maybe in some
Hmm.
very rare uh, uh, scenarios, you can reach level of 2500.
Hmm.
But I think you need talent, and so this is how I see. Without talent, you cannot go far in chess.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we have Grandmaster Samvel Ter-Sahakyan from Armenia. He's a 2600s Grandmaster. So, first thing, Samvel, welcome to the Heramb Chess Show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Great. So, Samvel, I want to first thing, Samvel, can I just call you Sam? Is it okay if I call you Sam?
Yes, you
Okay.
can, please.
Okay. So, Grandmaster Sam, first thing what I want to ask you is, can you just tell us a little bit about how did you get started with the chess journey? Who introduced you to the game of chess, and just how were the beginnings?
Sure, of course. So when I was about 5, 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about chess, even the basic rules. Uh, my father and generally my family,
Mm-hmm.
they liked the game, uh, and even in his childhood, my father uh, played chess. Even nowadays, he's playing online.
Mm-hmm.
And in our city, he knew everyone who is involved in chess. And next to our apartment, like super close um, to our apartment, we had chess section or chess club. And my father decided to take me to that chess club, and this is how I started.
Yeah. So it was like any other typical chess player, right? Like how I see is even I got started the same way. I used to play with my grandfather, and then he said like, okay, he is interested in the game, so let's take him to a chess club. So that's how everybody starts, right? That's how like we love the game, like we play at home and then we go to some club. So how did the journey go from there? So like when did you start playing professionally and how did you feel like, yes, this is something which I actually want to do?
Yes, it was my first coach, Tigran Gyozalyan, who is
Mm-hmm.
already many years, maybe close to 20 years. He's living in
Mm-hmm.
Singapore and he's working there. And
Oh.
yes, he is my first coach, and I started my journey with him. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think my very first big success was when, at the age of 9, I won European Under 10 championship. Because
Oh.
before that, I had some local successes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, maybe uh, uh, youth championship of my city, and then
Mm-hmm.
uh, youth championship of Armenian category championship under, let's say, 10. I had some local successes, but it was not something very big. Of course, already my coach, my family, maybe our chess federation, Armenian Chess Federation, they knew about me, but it was not more than that. But when at the age of 9, I won European Under 10 Championship. Of course, my family, my coach, and our federation they took uh, very seriously.
Okay, okay. Great. So I see the first breakthrough, it came way early. Like it was like when you were 9 years old, that is when the first breakthrough happened. And Sam, another thing is you mentioned about your first coach. So let's say there is someone who's just starting out. They want to make a career in chess. They want to make chess as a profession. What would be your advice as a professional? Should they directly start learning from grandmasters, or should they learn from, let's say, 2000, 2100 rated players and then go up to like senior coaches like grandmasters?
Very nice question, very important
Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily you need to start with grandmaster or let's say high-rated chess player because my coach, my first
Mm-hmm.
coach, Diran Gozalyan, he was
Mm-hmm.
2300 player and he
Mm-hmm.
retired from the game, retired from the chess at a very early age, young age.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yes, and he didn't play much and actively chess. But as a coach, as a teacher, he had all the necessary skills to see that this young chess player has some talent
Mm-hmm.
uh, for the game. Yes, not necessarily you need to start with a grandmaster or very high rated chess player. Yes, it
Okay.
is very important that the teacher has these skills to see in
Identify the
student.
talents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very interesting point because what I see is sometimes the child has the potential, but simply like the coach or the family, they say like, okay, chess is something as an extracurricular activity. What you have to focus on is studies. So chess is something different. But in that case, in what happens is the child loses the momentum. Right. So what you are advising here is what everybody should do is the coach should be able to identify the talents and he should be the one who should tell the parents, right? Because the parents cannot, they are not chess experts, so they cannot
Yes,
get it on
yes,
their own. Correct? Am I right or am I?
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Mostly you are right because
Mm-hmm.
nowadays many parents they are trying to direct to guide their child. This coach is not good, but
Mm-hmm.
it's important to just because you can easily find some enough information about the coach, about the teacher. Let's say you
Mm-hmm.
see you read about some background of that
Mm-hmm.
particular coach, and you need to trust. This is how I believe.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it should work. You need to
Mm-hmm.
trust a coach as a parent. You need to trust, and the rest depends already on coach's skills, like to see
Mm-hmm.
that this student, this child is very bright, and maybe he has some special talent for the game. Yes. This is how I see.
Got it. Got it. Great. So, if I have to summarize it, what I understand from what you're saying is basically you research about the coach first. Is he how good he is? Is he actually delivering results? And then based on that, what you could do is you can be with him for a long time because the trust issue, the trust factor, what you're saying here, that would come if you're sticking with for a long time. Correct. If it's like a 3 months thing or a 4 months thing, then I don't think the things really
Yes,
matter that much.
exactly.
Correct. Okay, so Sam, another thing what I would like to ask you is I saw your profile. You started with a rating of 2100s, and then all the way up from 2100s all the way to 2650, which is like crazy. So, can you tell us a little bit about that journey? Because it's never easy to climb up that ladder, right? Like hundreds of people are trying the same thing, and everybody wants to go to the next level. So for someone who is starting out, let's say like me, who is around 1800s, or someone who is around 2000s, what is your advice to them? Like, you can just share your journey?
Yes, of course. So back then, I
Mm-hmm.
had my, let's say, age category tournament in Armenia, and then if
Mm-hmm.
it would go successfully, then I had opportunity to play European under 10 or 12 championship and even maybe World
Mm-hmm.
Youth Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember at the age of 11, I was feeling uh, almost like a superstar because I had rating of 2100, and you are 11 years old and you are playing under 12 and you have that rating, you are feeling 2150, let's say. Yes, but of course, slowly, uh, up to age of 13, I wasn't having any big breakthrough. I was having maybe rating of 22 plus, maybe 2250 maximum. And then when my coach, Tigran Gyozalyan, my first coach, Tigran Gyozalyan, he signed contract and went to Singapore. I didn't have a coach for some period of time, and then I started working with international master Eduard Manatsakyanyan, who is,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken, he is the first Armenian international master, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
And he was very old for my age,
Mm-hmm.
and his approaches maybe seemed for me like very outdated. But I could feel that we started working on chessboard, and I was
Mm-hmm.
learning. I was learning with every lesson, and with him, we made a very big breakthrough because at the age of, let's say, I was saying about that at the age of 12, maybe even 13, I had rating of uh, let's say 2250, and with Eduard Manatsakyanyan, I had we reached a rating of almost 2500. Yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. Because at the age of 14 years and 7 months, I um, I made all my three norms, GM norms, but I had
Mm-hmm.
rating of 2480. So in
Okay.
in order to get the GM title, you need to cross at least once in your career
Yeah.
2500. And I remember I was having problems gain to get these 20 rating points, and even some tournaments, start of the tournament, first rounds would go well for me. I would win a couple of games, but then
Mm-hmm.
close to end of tournament, I would make some draws or maybe even lose some games, and then it was not enough. Otherwise, I could get my GM title maybe even earlier. But it took me maybe close to like 4 or 5 months to eventually get my GM title.
So you became a GM at age of 15 or 14?
No, no, no. I think that was when I was maybe 14 years and some 2 months. And
Wow.
this happened eventually when I got
That
my
that's
GM title.
crazy. That's crazy. I think Gukesh got it at the age of 12, right? If I'm not wrong. But yeah, like very close, I would say, because
I can
it's
tell
like,
you one funny,
yeah.
funny story. Maybe when I was 13 years old,
Mm-hmm.
we had in our country many high-rated and well-known, respected grandmasters, and I
Mm-hmm.
never met them personally. And for
Mm-hmm.
for them to say to shake my hand, that would have been honor for me.
Yeah.
And I never had this opportunity, this chance, because I'm just maybe close to 2300 player or a little bit higher. And just next year, when I was 14 years old, I played Armenian National Championship, and I'm playing against them, like well-known, respected grandmasters like Artashes Minasyan or Tigran El Petrosyan,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Karen Asrian, and many other grandmasters. And I was just a year ago, I was learning from them, seeing their
Yeah.
games, and just uh, and now I'm playing. I'm playing against them, and I managed to win some of the games. So
Wow.
this was very shocking for me. And as a child, I remember up to And up to now, because I was thinking maybe as a kid they aren't playing against me with the whole strength, you know.
Hmm.
They are underestimating me, you know. Let's give some chances to Sam, to me. But of course, later on, when I started losing some of the games, I felt that, you know, they are playing serious. At least they
Yeah.
are giving their best as well.
Yeah, yeah. This totally relates if you have watched the Queen of Chess web series, which was recently released. You see, like what happens is she sees Kasparov, she reads all of his books, and she says like one day I want to play against Kasparov. And maybe that dream somehow I don't even want to use the word manifest. I would just say that that dream somehow takes her to where she wants to go. So I think something similar is the story. Like some GMs which you dream that okay, one day I will just shake hands with them. Like you play in a championship and you beat them, which is just amazing, I would say.
Yes, I
Uh,
agree.
yeah. Yeah. So Sam, one question which popped into my mind just when you were explaining all the entire journey is many players there are two things which I have discussed with many players. One is hard work and second is talent. So, do you believe talent is important for a chess player to improve in his journey, or is it like just hard work? Like, let's say there is a person, for example, he is 20 plus years old, he is like 22 years old, and he has, let's say, achieved 2000s rating or 2000, 2100s rating. Now he wants to say, like, okay, I want to become a grandmaster. So is it just about that hard work, like he needs to just keep putting in the hours, or is it like he also has to have that talent? So how do you see it?
Uh, of course, with hard work, you can achieve some level and some rating,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
but without talent, you cannot go far away.
mm-hmm,
Uh, let's say I really believe that with some hard work, you can reach level of 23, 2400. Maybe in some
mm-hmm,
very rare uh, uh, scenarios, you can reach level of 2500.
mm-hmm.
But I think you need talent, and so this is how I see. Without talent, you cannot go far in chess.
Got it, perfect. Sam, one more thing. If it is possible for you, is it possible for you to share one of your favorite games? If you have that in right now, can you share one of your games which you feel you like the most, and it would be great fun for the audience as well.
Sure, of course. I have
Yeah,
prepared one game, one recent
sure.
game I played because uh,
Perfect.
last 15, 16 months, I have been
Mm-hmm.
living and working in Singapore, and I haven't
Mm-hmm.
played much chess tournaments, mostly online. But I
Mm-hmm.
had a chance to play in Japan, Japan Open 2025, and there I played, I would say, interesting game. Of course, previously I had chance to play some well-known grandmasters, but if you don't mind, I will show I will explain this game. So should
Sure,
I
sure.
share my screen, right?
Yeah, you can share your screen. Just a minute. I'll just see if the permission is set. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So can you see my screen? Is it okay?
No, actually, I cannot see. Just a moment.
Oh, maybe I just got the permission, but I haven't.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
you have to share. So there is a share option. You can just
Uh-huh.
yeah click on
Mm-hmm.
share and yeah perfect. Yeah, yeah, now I can see.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I need to minimize my screen because no, it's fine. I can also take this. So this game I'm playing in Japan, September of 2025, and my
Mm,
opponent is international master from Japan, and he's the highest rated chess player in Japan.
mm,
If I'm not
mm,
mistaken, I had yes, we started 2 out of 2, and this is round 3. E4, C5,
mm,
knight F3, E6, D4. Nowadays, G3, C3 moves are also popular. D4, C
mm,
takes D, knight D4, A6. And here different moves are possible, like bishop F1 to D3, knight C3. But last couple of years, I was mainly going C to C4. Knight F6, this is the best move. Of course, here E5 isn't working because black is having queen D8,
mm.
A5 check, and then
A5 check.
white is losing the pawn on E5. So knight C3. And here, different moves are there. Of course, always black can go D7, D6. Uh, but it's considered that whenever black is playing d6, then white has very and simple play and better position. You just go some bishop e2, short castle. Later on, bishop is coming to e3. So that's the main reason why black is trying to be active. Queen c7, and here bishop e2. My opponent went b6. Here I can recommend if someone is interested playing this position with the black pieces, I think bishop b4. Bishop b4 is interesting
Yeah.
move if I'm not mistaken.
Can I think after bishop b4, I think black also goes d5 in this line, right? Like they play
Yes,
bishop
yes.
b4 and d5 is the line. And if you play
Bishop b4.
a3, yeah.
Yes, I think if I'm not mistaken, bishop b4
Hmm.
and queen d3 is the move, if I'm not mistaken. And here
Ah,
d5. Here d5, he takes d, bishop e2, short castle, if I'm not mistaken. Because
but
if here,
queen d3, can I play knight c6, knight e4, like knight e5? Is that a
if you
good
go knight
idea?
c6, then I will just capture knight c6.
Okay, you'll take it. Okay, got it.
If I'm not mistaken, queen d3 is the move. Some other moves are also possible. Queen c7, bishop e2, b6, short castle, bishop b7. Pawn on e4 is under attack. Queen d3. Why do we go queen d3? Why not f3? Because we are having ideas later on to go f2, f4, aiming
Hmm.
for some e5 ideas. So d6,
Hmm.
and now we go f4 to take control this e5 square. So knight d7, and opponent is threatening to go knight c5, and now b4.
Oh,
So this is well-known position and theoretical line. White is having two ideas. One is to go bishop e3 and then rook c1, and another is to place the bishop on b2 along this a1 h8 diagonal. So rook c8, uh, main point of rook c8 is at some point to go b5, and if white is capturing on b5, then queen c3 is coming. Yes, bishop b2 I went. Another alternative is to go bishop d2, again defending this knight on c3. I played bishop b2, bishop e7. I played rook c1. And here, I'm not sure. I would go with the black pieces here in this position. I would go short castle. Black needs castling at some point. Later on, of course, they can decide maybe they need h6, maybe they need to move the rook from f8 somewhere to e8 or d8. But
hmm.
this is not how you should play opening part of the game with the black pieces, because without uh, taking your king into safer side of the board, you are going h6, and very questionable decision. Like, why do you need h6? Are you really preparing g5? I have very big doubts that g5 anytime soon can work. And here, of course, typical move. I went knight d5. I wasn't sure
Okay.
because you are sacrificing your knight, but you aren't taking anything back yet.
Hmm.
So 95, of course, here if opponent, this is one small tip or advice to our audience.
Mhm.
Here, let's say if you are going to no need to really spend a lot of time on queen b8 or queen d8 because it is obvious that you can capture on
Mhm.
e7 and you are having pair of bishops and good center, and of course you are better. So no need to
Mhm.
waste your time. It is much more important to start with the direct and much more important moves like e captures d5, e captures, c captures, and now queen is under attack. Of course, whenever knight c5 b takes c, white is having overwhelming advantage. So the two moves are there, queen b8 and queen d8. Queen b8 is the strongest. And here I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how am I going to continue because I have few interesting ideas. One is knight f5, the other is knight c6, and I went the third option, rook c8.
Mhm.
I went rook c8 because I calculated like queen c8, rook c1, and queen a8. Of course, opponent doesn't go queen b8 because knight c6 will come with the tempo, and knight
Mhm.
c6. This is the hardest decision when you aren't creating any clear threat. You are just you are down a piece, but you are making a quiet move. And the
Mhm.
main purpose of knight c6 is to stop short castle, because if opponent plays short castle, you can slowly stop the clock and resign, because you are down a piece and you have only one pawn, which is not enough. So knight c6. My point is, I'm stopping short castle. If you take bishop c6, I have d takes c. And it is obvious that either you are going to lose your knight on d7 or I'm threatening some c7. And also I have e5 ideas if need be. So my opponent played bishop d8, the strongest continuation,
Mhm.
just defending the bishop and preparing short castle. Of course, I have seen it, and e5 and short castle. Black is saying, okay, take my knight on f6, I'm ready to take with the bishop, and what have you achieved? Let's say, of course, white cannot be worse, but maybe along dark squares, my king doesn't feel enough safe. Rook will come to e8, and of course, white is anyway better, but game goes on. So I played bishop f3, uh, improving my position, and I don't rush with capturing on f6. And my opponent here already decided to go d takes c, f takes c, and knight h7. It feels like white is winning because black is having queen on a8, bishop on b7, and bishop c6 ideas aren't coming because I can take on c6. But at the same time, let's not forget that if knight comes to g5, then this bishop on f3 doesn't feel enough comfortable. So I play d6, and now bishop g5. And let me remind our viewers that time control was 1 hour 30 minutes for each, and without any 30 seconds increment, but without any 30 minutes increment. So already close to this
Mhm.
position, maybe we had, um, let's say, less than 10 minutes. So bishop g5, but of course, already by sacrificing my knight on d5 and playing bishop f3, I have seen this. E takes d, bishop c1, and bishop takes c1. So look at my pawn on d7, look at my knight on c6. Whenever you capture, I'm just taking d takes c. So your rook, your queen does not have any good squares or any squares at all. So knight f6,
Mhm.
queen f5. Yes, opponent is attacking and I'm defending on d7. And here rook d8. Again, if you take, then queen takes d8. I have ideas to take knight d7. I have ideas to take queen d7. Of course, anyway, white is having better position, but in time scramble, in time trouble, I don't think this is going to be easy to convert. So I played bishop b2.
Mhm.
I have seen that if you capture rook d7, then bishop f6 comes, and white is just winning the game. Knight d7 and bishop e4. So look at my pieces, my queen on f5, my bishops on uh, a1 h8 diagonal and b1 h7 diagonal, and of course my knight is also uh, can join this attack. So bishop takes c6. I could go d takes c, but I played check. I captured king e8. I captured here knight f8. And here I remember we had less than 3 minutes. I play c7. If you go queen e4, then c takes d or queen takes f8 just finishes the game. So rook d1, king f2, and now rook d2. And another small tip I would like to share with our viewers. Uh, doesn't matter how winning your position is. You shouldn't relax before uh, end of the game, because it looks like okay, I didn't want to go any king e1 because queen e4 comes with the check. And let's say if king e3 seems like okay, queen is under attack, you threaten king d2 as well, you have this pawn, but rook e2. Yes, rook e2 takes and queen e4. And once again, this is a better position for white, but some chances for opponent. So I played king g3. I have seen that rook e2 is coming. And this bishop c6, I like end of this game and the final position bishop c6, because now if you go king e7 and checkmate is coming, queen f6. If you go knight d7, I just check and capture your queen. So this queen e5, forcing you this, and now check knight f8, forced bishop e5, because
Wow.
black is threatening to capture on c7. Bishop e5, I'm defending my pawn on c7. So it was king e7 again to eventually un, uh, free the rook from d7, check, and now bishop d6, threatening queen
Bishop
e7
D6.
checkmate. And now after knight g6, of course, many winning moves are there, but I played a4. And the point is being, if you go a5, I go b5. You go b5, I go
Mm.
a5. And you go h5, I go h4. So all your pieces aren't having any moves, because you move the knight, you get queen e7 checkmate. You cannot move your rook and your king as well, your pawns as well. So you can only move your queen, but whatever move you play with the queen, then you are losing your queen. Yes.
Wow. Great. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. I especially liked the bishop e5 move. Like it was something which, clearly puts all of the black pieces as a completely passive. After bishop e5, it's like over. And
Yes.
great. This is really nice. Really great.
And also, what is important that I had very limited time, like a couple of minutes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Great, great, great. So one question, Sam, I have for you is right now I saw the game and it was like you played knight d5, you sacrificed the pieces, and it was a complete sacrifice for activity, right? It was not like nothing was clear. Like even after cd5, queen b8, nothing was clear. I thought you will play knight f5 at one moment, but no, even you played knight c6, which was even more powerful. I would I don't know if I would even consider knight c6. I think I would have played knight f5, but like of course knight c6 is obviously better. So one question I want to ask you, and I think many people, the viewers, will be having this question as well, is how do we train ourselves to sacrifice material for activity? Because I know many people, they feel very afraid. They feel like if I'm sacrificing something after three moves, I'm getting it back, then it's okay. But sacrificing material for activity, that also when things are not clear, many people are afraid. So how do we deal with that?
Yes, very nice question. And yes, a small uh, adjustment. Just with knight f5. If I would go knight f5, then bishop f8. This is why I didn't go.
Uh,
I didn't play knight
okay.
f5 because of bishop f8. Yes,
Okay.
opponent goes bishop f8, defense on g7. Yes, about how do we start sacrificing some pieces. Of course, if you are just checkmating or you are winning uh, some material, then it is easier. In a couple of moves, if you are taking something back, then this is much easier, of course, for all of us. But it is harder to sacrifice material when you aren't winning anything back in a few moves. So I
Mm-hmm.
would recommend, because in my childhood I studied many games of Mikhail Tal. Yes, and I read his very famous book, and maybe our viewers can also study games of Tal. I remember
Mm-hmm.
in my childhood I was having some online tournaments, and before the tournament I was having working on chess and studying games of Tal. And the same evening, when I was playing online tournament, I was sacrificing many of my pieces, and it was just working, all of them. I could feel the you know spirit of Mikhail Tal. I have some other games as well where I sacrificed against much higher rated opponents. When I sacrifice some material without taking anything back in a few moves, just having enough compensation, activity, and maybe some threats towards opponent's king. Yes. Maybe
Great.
they need to
Yeah.
find. Okay, one example is of course world champion Mikhail Tal. Uh, nowadays we have young generation. Um, we have players and that they like this style of sacrificing piece or few pawns just to get activity or enough compensation. I would probably
Mm.
mention like Parham Masudlu.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, Iranian players, they are super good in attacking chess, like Amin
Mm.
Tabatabai. Of course, very strong uh, Dutch number two, Jordan Van Forest. He's also good in this. And of course, at the moment, I remembered them, but many other players are also there. Maybe
Got
by
it.
studying
Great.
games of, let's say, I mentioned, uh, you can slowly see that it is possible. Why not? You are sacrificing a couple of pawns or minor piece, and then you are getting temporary uh, compensation for the missing piece.
Got it.
Yes.
Great. So what I understand is one should study games of past masters, maybe Mikhail Tal, or I think even Gary Kasparov, if I'm not mistaken, if we study games of Gary Kasparov or other strong players who have such an attacking style, then the style will like slowly we will start thinking like them. Is that what you're saying? Is that correct?
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly.
Okay. Great. So Sam, going forward, what is your goal? What is your next goal?
Oh, very, very good question. Because I was, as I already said, last 16 months I was working
Mm-hmm.
in Singapore in a private chess school, and
Mm-hmm.
mostly I was coaching and I was not playing actively. Maybe some online tournaments. I have reached 2650, but it
Yeah.
was very short period of time because
Mm-hmm.
maybe a couple of months. Of course, I was always around. I was having rating of 26 plus, maybe last 7 years, uh, and maybe last couple of years I was having rating of 26 30 plus. And yes, I managed to break through to 2650, and I started playing some very strong open tournaments like Dubai Open, also Sharjah Masters, and many other open tournaments. And slowly, it is what I felt, and maybe this can be interesting for our, let's say, much higher rated viewers, let's say international
Mm-hmm.
masters. So you need to organize your tournaments because, of course,
Mm-hmm.
from one point of view, I always liked playing open tournaments with strong chess players, with young generation, with everyone. I never had this. I need to maintain. I need to keep. I need to save my rating points. Let's say not playing or going for small tournaments, playing against lower opponents. I never had this because my first thought was whenever I'm having these thoughts, then I can retire from chess. Because if I'm going to,
Mm.
to keep my rating, let's say I'm world number 88 or world number 77, then this is my achievement. This is my goal. Let's go for some small tournaments. No, this is not my
Mm.
style. As a person, I don't like. Uh, but of course, you need to understand that nowadays information is available for all of us. You know, because of many chess courses, because of chess.com and Chess, you can just join, any chess player can join and play Title Tuesday or Title Thursday, Freestyle Friday. And there you are slowly getting experience playing against Hikaru, against Magnus, against Fabi, against others. And uh, later on, you can check your games. So this is important to organize your tournaments, to understand that maybe you need to work first and then play. You need to be well prepared before playing any tournament. Because previously, I remember in 2017, just one example, in 2017, I was playing a tournament in North Macedonia, and how I was preparing against Vladislav Artemiev, against Kozul, Zdenko Kozul, very respected chess player. I was just I was following games US Championship, and without even checking with strong engines, I was just going for a walk. I was walking maybe 1 hour and just thinking about, just feeling good yourself, and you could be ready to play against Vlad Artemiev or Kozul or another 2600. But nowadays, with this approach, you can play, but the results will be very upsetting for you. Yes. So you need to adjust yourself. You need to adjust yourself because now doesn't matter you are playing 22 or 26. You need to be well prepared. Well prepared. This is super important. So my goal at the moment, of course, I'm having a rating of 2613. I think slowly to maybe again cross 2650 rating mark. Uh, I fully understand that I'm 32 years old and it will be super difficult to reach 2700 because you need to focus on chess, working maybe 8 hours per day, but and nothing is guaranteed. This is the main problem.
Yeah.
As a chess professional, why I signed my contract and went to uh, Singapore. It's not like I don't like the game. Of course, I just it's a joy. It's a joy for me to play any chess tournament against any chess player, any format. But I felt like many chess players are there, and it is very difficult uh, to earn enough money for you, for
Mm.
your family. And I decided to see uh, what is happening in coaching, and this is the reason why I signed my contract and went to Singapore. Now I'm back. I think upcoming months I will be working, maybe slowly trying to be in shape of a professional chess player, playing maybe online tournaments, getting in shape. Yes, and I think shortly to answer uh, to maybe again cross 2650 rating.
Great, 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 Sam. I must say these are words of wisdom. I personally learned a lot of things. And one thing that you just mentioned, I would like to point it out is like when you say like, no, I want to stay where I am, it's like playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Right. So that's something which you pointed out and you pointed out in a brilliant way. Like if I do that, I will stop playing chess. So that's really amazing. And I think like even the viewers, even if International Master is watching this conversation, I think he can learn a lot from this, because it's not every day that you get a 2650 on our channel, right? So it's, I think, really amazing how you explained the entire thing, and it was really fun talking to you. Before we end this interview, Sam, I have one request for you. Can you play a game of chess with me?
Yes, because when we agreed to have this podcast to
Hmm.
record it, I went to your channel and started watching some of
Okay, so
previous episodes, and I
yeah,
saw a very nice interview with Grandmaster Boyan Maximovich. Yes,
yeah,
Boyan
yeah, yeah,
Maximovich.
yeah,
Yes, yeah, very
yeah.
bright chess player, very bright person, and I enjoyed. I was having flight. I remember I was having flight, and during my flight, I was listening, watching your podcast.
I must say, not just Grandmaster Bogan Maximovic, but all the GMs which I have interviewed, I would say I have got amazing lessons. I learned so much from all of the GMs, and I'm really grateful that people come out to help us, because my vision is like the young players who are actually struggling, they want to do something big in chess. They should have somewhere to consume the information. So let's say like a GM has made some major mistakes and it has cost him, let's say, 2 years. He could have become a GM 2 years before. So if there is an upcoming FIDE master and he learns that, okay, these are the things I should not do, then it would actually help him. So that is what my vision is. And my vision is, yeah, of course, like we have to get 100 GMs on the channel. Slowly we are building it. We are trying to go to the hundreds mark. Okay. Also, Sam, just to make it
Also,
more interesting. Yeah,
sorry for
sure.
interrupting you.
Yeah, yeah, of
I
course.
also learned by watching your podcast and videos, episodes.
Hmm.
As a 26 plus grandmaster, I'm also learning, like to
Wow.
know journey of Maximovich or other players. This is also something very interesting, and you are taking some of the key moments, important moments you are taking and trying to implement on your
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. If 2600s is benefiting from that, that's like, I think that's the ultimate thing. If you are benefiting from that, I think all the young players who are like 2200s, 2300s, they will surely benefit from all of this.
Of course.
Also, Sam, just to make it more interesting, can we make the match 5:1, if that's okay for you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Uh, as I mentioned, I watched episode with Boyan, and I think I'm just starting the game with 5 minutes. But whenever it goes down uh, of 4 minutes, then I'm losing the game, right?
We can make it that way, or you can do like you can play the first two moves and then we can wait for some time, so that it's difficult to keep track of the time. If you have 5 minutes, then it's difficult. Like it's up to you. I would leave that to you. So how would you like to do it? Like, should we do it like we should wait for 4 minutes and then we should start? Or
As you want, as you want. I have
yeah,
time. I can wait. We can wait. We can talk more. Uh,
sure, sure. So what I will
so
do
should
is,
I?
yeah,
Which color or random color?
random color. Color is okay.
Oh,
Color is not an issue.
and rated or just casual?
It's actually up to you, because your rating must be very high, my rating must be very low. So yeah, you
Okay,
can make it
standard
casual.
and time
We
control.
can,
Time
yeah,
control,
we can
5 minutes, right?
yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sand.
Perfect. I'll just share my screen here so that the viewers can see the moves. It is accepted, right? Yeah. Okay. So you can play the first two moves maybe, and then you can wait.
Now we are waiting.
Yeah, now you can wait.
Mhm.
There was one game, Magnus Carlsen was playing against a streamer. Somewhere I know, so somewhere you must be knowing, right? So he was playing against a streamer and he played 15 to 5, I think. and still Magnus won. So, okay,
Magnus
one
is
question.
very strong.
Sorry. Of course.
Like, for
Magnus is
example,
nuts.
just
Yeah.
going back to our topic, of course,
Mm-hmm.
like you think Fabi, or let's say Yanni Pomnishi or Hikaru or others, even young generation like Arjun,
Mm-hmm.
they are working less than Magnus. So this is my approach. This is my thoughts. Like, of course not. Of course not. They aren't working less. But
Mm-hmm.
why? Magnus is so successful because of he has given talent. Like others are also having no questions, no doubts, but not as much as uh, Magnus. Like we can take any other sport. Many football players we are having, but we have one Messi, we have one uh, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Great, great. So I think that is this is very important because many people feel with hard work and I can achieve anything. But that's not completely true. What I can understand from you is with hard work you can reach a level, but beyond that you need the talent,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes. Like
Okay. One quick question, Sam, is like, how is your approach to openings? Like, do you feel a person, let's say below 2000s, should also study openings?
it can be slowly, you know. To my
Okay. Mm,
students in Singapore and generally to my
mm,
to
mhm,
some of my students, no need to know like up to move 20. Let's say if you
mm,
are not 2000 rated or you are having 2000 or 2100, no need to know up to move 20. It is enough to know like 10 moves of Benko, 10 moves
mm,
of French defense, 10 moves of, let's say, uh, Nimzo with
mhm.
E3, let's say, or Ragozin. You know, just 10 moves.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So it's not like deep, like people who do like 30 moves preparation, that is not required below 2000s rating, correct?
Even if you are having rating of 23, I think this works perfectly if
Oh.
you know 10 to 12, 13 moves of some openings. Let's say you know um, Ragozin, as I said, Nimzo, or let's say some English opening, maybe Najdorf.
Mm, got it.
Not much time left, only 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Great. Let's go.
Let's go. No, I just missed that knight f3. Uh,
Ah, yes. But
I think, yeah,
please go ahead.
yeah. So where did I go wrong? Where did I make a mistake?
I think up to move 92. This is more or less very standard.
Yeah,
Like you can start capturing on d5. You can also bring your queen to e2 or maybe rook c1. Because 92, this is interesting, but I'm not sure that your knight on g3 does something significant. So I played
yeah.
another move, rook c8, 95. And 95, this is already very concrete move. 95 because you are
This one?
committing
Yeah,
95 and now c takes d, e takes d, d takes c, b takes c, because if you aren't taking with the pawn, then I'm going to get outpost on d5, and after b takes c, bishop takes, and knight g4. Seems like this should be working. I'm now trying, yes, computer says already after knight g4 position is massively better for me, and you
oh,
played queen c2 and now knight takes c5. No need to defend on h7 because your bishop on h7 is just stuck. And
yeah,
you played rook d1, queen h4, bishop takes. I was trying with queen h4 because I'm having my queen, my two knights, my bishop,
yeah,
and some sacrifices. But you of course play bishop e5 without giving any chance. Bishop d3, and you see knight f3 is maybe working. I could go knight f3,
yeah,
g takes f, bishop f3, but
yeah,
since I had only less than 40 seconds, I was scared because
exactly.
if I'm
No, I
wasting
saw
my
your knight
time,
f3. I thought like might be you will play that, but I thought like okay, at least I have knight g3. But who knows? Like if bishop f3, queen h3, then queen g2 is a mate
if
also.
I would have more
So
time, I would calculate. But the problem is in a bullet style, you don't have time for any calculations. You should just play by
mm.
intuition and
One
just
more
by
thing, I could
feelings.
have like if I play f4 here, I was also considering f4, like just f4. So now
Where
what will
where
happen? F4 here. So queen h4 you will play, right? Or what will you do here?
f4? But I'm having like rook c4 is there.
Oh no,
Yes, of
knight
queen
knight e3
h4,
also.
bishop
Yeah,
g2, bishop
knight
g2
e3 is
is
also.
coming.
Yeah,
Yes, and then king g2, knight e3.
yeah. Okay, great.
Thank you.
So I think till here and yeah, here g6 the idea is to play king g7 rook h8. I think so, right?
Yes, yes.
So okay. Here I
And
was not
another
sure. I
small
thought like yeah,
another small tip can be, uh, you know, you are not artificially creating tactics or attack an attack. You are whenever position requires, then only then you go for sacrifices. This is very important uh, advice. This comes from my experience and learning, studying games of many chess players. Because when you are trying to create artificially, like I'm just giving or leaving my queen side or king side, and I'm going for attack, then this usually uh, won't work. But when position really requires any sacrifice, let's say minor piece sacrifice or pawn sacrifice, then you need to go for it.
great. Thank you so much, Sam, for playing with me.
Thank you.
And yeah, I would learn the important lessons here. What you told me today, what I understood from this interaction. So yeah, and I'm very sure the viewers also must have got many great insights from this interaction. And yeah, we are going to invite more amazing grandmasters to the show. So thank you, Sam, once again. And yeah, I
Thank
will take
you.
your leave with that. So thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.